I have a very strong opinion on this, and a lot of people won't agree on it, but I don't care. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. First off, I want to say, keep the new merch. I've decided that I'm gonna go with the black and the khaki sweatshirt. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I have been asking you guys what you want. Do you want sweatshirts? Do you want rag tops? And I've now decided, a lot of you have messaged me saying you love this color. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a ton of this color and the black sweatshirt. Yeah, I'm gonna go through all of clothing in another video, but just wanted to say, peep the new merch. So this video is going to be a bodybuilding Q&A, which I've wanted to do for so long now. Instagram have now got this really cool feature where you can ask questions to any of your favorite followers or any of your followers at all. So that's what I did a couple of weeks ago, and I have got all of you guys' questions of what you want to ask me, and I'm now going to be answering them. So first question, when and why did you decide to start prep coaching? So when, I think it was about October 2017, I started taking on off-season clients and competing clients, and I'm now mostly based on competing clients. I do obviously do lifestyle as well, but most of the people that come to me are competing clients. And the reason I've taken on competing clients is because I want to give people the knowledge that I've learned over the years. Like, I've done 16 shows in this is my third year and I'm still going now. I wanted to give individual knowledge to people that really wanted to learn and push themselves a little bit harder when it comes to competing. So that's why I started taking on competing clients. What are my plans for the rest of the season? So I'm currently 8 weeks out. I've had like a whole week off of like any form of prep structure, and I'm now back on prep. But that is for another video for you guys to watch. But yes, I am currently 8 weeks out. Best tips on growing glutes. So I think I've grown my glutes from heavy lifting, progressive overloading on main compound movements like squats, hip thrusts, RDLs, lying hamstring curls, all of that type of thing, to really focusing on upping the weight each time and to really focusing on mind-muscle connection. That's what I've been doing the last couple of years, and I feel that's really helped me within my off-season, especially last year. Will you be doing any more posing workshops in the future? Yes, me and Kerry are hopefully planning on doing one more this year. We are both really busy with competing at the moment and our own businesses, but we will try and fit in one more. Advice for those considering competitions abroad / things you wish you knew beforehand. One thing I would say with competing abroad is make sure that everything is sorted before you go away, because you don't want to be in a foreign country and have no clue what's going on or what to do. So for example, tan, makeup, hair, make sure you know what you want done, have a picture of it so you can show either makeup artist or anything like that, because I've had experiences where there's been language barriers, so every time I've tried to explain what I want done, they're like, sorry, I don't understand what you're saying, because they didn't understand much English. So every time I go abroad now, I always have a picture of what I want for my hair, what I want for my makeup, and I just show them and they're like, yeah, that's fine, and that's pretty much it. Other advice, take into consideration like the heat difference between like England and like maybe a foreign country like Spain. I remember when I went to my first international show, my hair blew up like no other because of the heat. It couldn't handle the heat. So now I have a weave and it weighs down my hair so it doesn't frizz up as much. So like that's just me learning experiences and little things like that. When do you think you will stop competing? I have no clue. I know people that I look up to that are competing still now and they're like 34. And for me, I feel like I'm still really young in this industry anyway. So I feel like I ain't going anywhere anytime soon. I'm only 23 and I feel like I've got a big future ahead of me, and I want to like take on bodybuilding as a massive career for me. Competing wise, like I have no clue. Like I want kids and stuff when I'm older as well, so at some point that will probably take over. But when I've finished the height of my bodybuilding career, then that's when I'll finish. There's no age where I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna stop bodybuilding. How many times a week do you train abs? I actually don't train abs. I've always had abs, and I feel that abs are made in the kitchen. There's a massive divide in the industry where they're like, yeah, you have to train abs, or you don't have to train abs. You can't just train abs and expect to have abs. You have to make sure your diet's all under control and be in a calorie deficit for your body to be losing body fat each week, and that will slowly strip off the fat off your stomach, which will then reveal your abs. That's how I feel that works. I used to train abs like every day when I was at cheer, like non-stop, and I feel like I have just as much abs now as I did then, and my diet was shocking then, and I was training abs like every day, and now I don't train abs and like I still have abs. Do you know what I'm saying? What was your judges' feedback for this year? So my last competition that I just done in Spain, my feedback was be consistent. Like it literally, there was nothing wrong with my body as such. It was just saying be consistent, because obviously we had the same amount of points. They said that there was nothing wrong with your body. It was just be consistent, keep showing up, keep showing that you want these points pretty much. My last few shows, a few of the judges said that my shoulders were quite lean, which made them stand out in front of other girls that their shoulders may not have been that lean, if that makes sense. So that my shoulders looked a bit bigger compared to other people's, so maybe not go crazy with my shoulders, like pumping up and stuff, which is the advice I took on for my latest show, and obviously it worked. What is the biggest difference you found going into UKBFF to PCA? So obviously I don't do PCA anymore, but I did do PCA Body Power, which was in May, and last year obviously I competed all the way through with UKBFF, and that's the only federation I've competed with. And the difference I found was there was more flexibility with posing, and I found PCA were a lot more, they made the show a lot more enjoyable. Like everything was really well run. I wouldn't say UKBFF was bad or anything, but the posing was just a little bit more like you had to pose like that even if it didn't look good on you. So I hated my front pose, but that's the way I had to pose, was because that was the mandatory poses that you had to do. So I didn't like my front pose and I felt like I didn't look great in it. I feel that's the only real difference. There's not much of a difference otherwise. Like PCA has a bit more flexibility with posing and they make the show a little bit more enjoyable, whereas UKBFF, it's a lot more serious and there's a lot more like serious poses and not a lot more rules to follow, whereas PCA is a bit more flexible. Does morning cardio on an empty stomach help competitions? I'm guessing that means fasted cardio, and to be fair, no, like I didn't do fasted cardio all the way throughout my competing season. I only ever say to do fasted cardio if it's more beneficial for you time-wise. So if later on in the day you feel like you're not gonna have time for cardio, but you can do it in the morning, then I'd say do it in the morning before you've eaten and stuff, just because it's easier. But I wouldn't suggest doing fasted cardio just because of fat loss. In my mind, there's no difference. What do you eat on prep? I'm the boring one, and I literally eat the exact same thing every day. Like my main sources of protein, chicken and eggs. My vegetables, courgettes, sweet corn, pepper, salad. Main sources of fat is cheese, egg yolks and dark chocolate. My carb sources at the moment is cereal, banana, potato, oats. That's pretty much what I'm going off at the moment. What do you think is the best training split? I think the best training split is something that suits you best. I've done so many different types of training splits. I've done push, pull, legs. I've done upper body, lower body, rest. Everyone's so different. So for whatever works for you best, that's the best training split for you. What is your most difficult body part to grow? My quads. Like, I'm not even kidding, my quads, I swear to God, have stayed the exact same since I started competing. Key features in a bikini athlete. I think the main thing that the judges look for is balance. I think that's everything they look for in any category, is balance. They're mostly looking at shoulders and glutes, in my opinion. Depends obviously what federation, but for IFBB, they are mostly looking at your glutes and overall symmetry and overall presence of what you look like on stage. Any other federation like PCA or UKBFF, they are usually looking for the X shape, so X shape from the front, so a small waist and good upper body and a good lower body. Do you know when you're ready for your first show? Honestly, no. Like, I didn't even know if I was going to be ready or not, but I just did it anyway to see if I really liked the sport, and I absolutely loved it. So like, my answer to you is don't be afraid to just go and do it and just try it for experience, especially because a lot of people always say, oh, I'm not going to be ready, and they'll put it off for months and months and months, and then they're never going to be ready. And it's the same with anything. Like, are you ever going to be ready to compete? Probably not, but you're never going to know unless you actually try. How do you manage to find balance between training, social media, relationship and work? I make it work. Like, I organize my day and my week out through my calendar on my phone, and I make sure I'm seeing my friends enough. Like, obviously throughout prep, yes, you have to make sacrifice, and I'm lucky enough to have my boyfriend Max, who is also in the sport. A lot of the times, friendships and relationships, a lot of people don't know about the world of bodybuilding, so explain them to you your goals and why you're in this sport. But I'm rambling now. But anyway, I make sure that I have time for my friends each week. I make sure I have time for social media. I'll try and make sure that I'm not on social media every 24/7 because that really does take a lot of my time up. But I make sure I really time slot everything. So in the morning, I'll have a couple of hours to reply to emails, to do a YouTube or whatever, and I'll schedule hour blocks, and then I'll have a 2-hour break where I won't reply to emails or work, and I'll just focus on social media or resting or eating or whatever, and then I'll come back to it. Because if you just make your day and like, okay, I'm gonna work from home today, I'll do all of this today, it just all mushes into one and you end up doing too much of one thing and not enough of the other. So I literally work off time blocks, like blocking everything in like hours. Reverse or back to maintenance, pros and cons. So I'm guessing that means after shows, like, would you prefer to reverse or would you prefer to go back to maintenance? For me, it depends if you're doing another show. If you're doing another show in a couple of weeks or so, say for example, I'm competing in the next couple of weeks, I'm still in a deficit, but I've just upped my calories a little bit, so I'm technically reversing. So it depends what your relationship with food is like, in my opinion, because if you've had a bad relationship with food and all you want to do is eat loads of food, then maybe reversing is best for you, to restrict a little bit more, to kind of control yourself a little bit more. If you feel like you literally just want to go back to maintenance and you want more food, then and you feel like you can handle that, then I'd say go back to maintenance. How do you maintain competition leanness for so long / between shows? Literally is dedication. Like, you've got to make sure you're dedicated and you've got to make sure that you're still in it and remembering your end goal. That's the main thing for me. Like, I found it really, really hard to keep my competition lean between like a few of my shows that I've just done, but I've always reminded myself like why I'm doing it. I'm remembering that end goal of being on stage and why I want to improve at the other shows and stuff like that. Competition lean is not maintainable. Let me just like put in a disclaimer there now. Between my shows, I wasn't like stage ready every day. I was probably sitting above like 3 kilos above stage weight. So I was never stage lean like throughout in between those shows. I was always like a little bit above. How long has it been since your first bikini competition? So my first bikini competition was in March 2016. So however long that has been, I think it's been like 2.5 years now. What is your current training like during prep and how often does it change? I'm such a creature of habit, so my training literally never changes. What I'm currently on at the moment is push-pull legs, and I really enjoy that style of training, and it's progressive overload. Choosing a main compound movement at the beginning of my workout, upping the weight each time and making sure I'm hitting either PBs or progressing those lifts or staying the same. And I really love training like that. I think it's really empowering, especially as a woman, to just lift fucking heavy weights. In peak week, do you cut out coffee? No. And if you don't, do you still use sweetener? In peak week, I'd take out sweetener just in case it's holding any type of water onto my body. Do you worry about cardio slowing down your muscle gain? No, because I know that I'm not doing excessive amounts of cardio. If you're doing excessive amounts of cardio, then sometimes obviously it can eat away at your muscle. For me, I know that I'm in that place where I'm not over excessively doing cardio and I'm still lifting heavy. I would say if you're doing excessive amounts of cardio and you feel like you're getting smaller, then I would reassess your cardio routine. How do you go about cheat meals / extras in off season? When it comes to cheat meals, I hate calling them cheat meals because it sounds like you're putting just a negative input on food. So I call them either off meal plans or just a meal, going out for a meal. Like, you don't have to justify what it is. Obviously, in an off season, if you're wanting to go out for food with your friends or anything like that, go out for food with your friends. Like, you don't have to look at off season as I can't eat anything off plan now. It gives you a bit more flexibility to eat things off plan, but then that's where you have to look at things in moderation. Like, you don't want to be having a meal out every day or having extras every day. So my last off season, I obviously had a plan to stick to, but I still had like little things here and there. Like, if I wanted a chocolate bar, I'd have a chocolate bar, but I wouldn't have that chocolate bar every day. Do you know what I mean? But I don't look at it as like extras or a cheat meal. I just look at it as food. Like, you need to look at food as just food. You can't look at it as, oh, it's an extra from my meal plan, or it's an off meal plan, or it's a cheat meal. Do you know what I mean? Best advice to grow shoulders: lift fucking heavy, train chest, really excel and push hard when it comes to shoulders. Everyone always asks me how I grow my shoulders, and I hit PBs, I train chest, I went out of my comfort zone to pushing my shoulders. Like, I've always had quite good shoulders anyway, because I used to do cheer like for 8 years and I was a back spot, which is like lifting all the fucking weight. To really sculpt my shoulders a lot more when it came to bodybuilding, I just pushed hard when it came to shoulders, like pushed heavy and pushed hard, and that's what you gotta do. How do you stay motivated? I just remember my end goal and what my goals are, what my 5-year goals are. Remember why you're in this industry and what you want to achieve in this industry, and that's how I stay motivated every single day. How do you have a successful prep? No prep is successful. That you're gonna have ups and downs in every single prep. No prep is perfect. You're gonna hit a bump in the road at some point, but to try and keep it smooth running as possible is to just stay focused on yourself and what you're doing and what you're about, what your goals are. Stay focused on yourself and nothing else. Do you incorporate a lot of plyometrics when in prep? No, which I don't know why I haven't. Recently, I've been doing like a lot of CrossFit stuff. Well, not a lot of CrossFit stuff, but like sprints, box jumps and stuff like that, just to kind of get my heart rate up, because I've had so much energy now. Like I wanted to use that in my training, but I do want to incorporate it a lot more now. How do you feel about bikini competitors using steroids? Now, I have a very strong opinion on this, and a lot of people won't agree on it, but I don't care. I do not agree with bikini competitors using any form of steroids. I know that obviously steroids are used in the fitness industry and stuff like that when it comes to either fitness modeling or bikini competitors or stage or anything like that. I am totally natural. I actually had a very sly, snaky comment at the weekend that people thought that I weren't natural when I stepped on stage for the pro stage, which is total bullshit. I'm completely natural, and I just want to say that I don't have to justify myself that I am, but I'd like to just say to you guys, and I want to keep like everything completely real and honest with you guys. I don't use fat burners. I don't use any form of steroids or anything like that. And for me, my opinion on it is I really don't agree with it. I feel like as a woman, it really fucks up your hormones. To relapse out of that, it would take so much effort, and to get your hormones at a normal state again after using that, it's just so much hard work, and I just don't think it's worth it. It's hard in the fitness industry because a lot of girls are getting leaner and leaner on stage, and you don't know obviously if they are natural or not. A lot of girls look up to that, so they'll say, I will do anything to get that leanness, and coaches will offer doing that, and it's just, in my eyes, it's not okay. It's not okay to do that, and you shouldn't use that as your first resort. I want to get lean, so I'm going to take this. You need to fully use your natural potential, because a lot of people just think, oh yeah, let's just take steroids and get lean. They haven't even tried to push their body hard, or they haven't even tried to work hard. So for me, my eyes, no, I do not agree with any form of steroids being used for bikini competitors. What do you do if you slip up on prep/plan? Take it for what it is and just leave it and carry on with your plan. There's no point doing extra cardio or punishing yourself for going over on plan. Just make sure you get back to plan as soon as possible. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't affect you like that one day. Do you think it's possible to compete working in a full-time job? Yes. I competed, my first year of competing, I did the most amount of shows. I did 7 shows whilst also being a uni student and also having a job. So it is definitely possible to be able to compete whilst in a job. You've just got to really make sure that your time management is on point and making sure that you're more organized. You've got to be somewhere for a certain time, and you've got to make sure that you plan your cardio, your meals, your training. You've just got to be a lot more organized than someone that is self-employed. So that is everything for today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you want me to do something more like this again, please comment down below, because as soon as I put this up, loads of people were like, I want answers. I didn't manage to answer all of the questions, so if you did have any more questions, please comment down below and I'll try and answer it for you guys. These will be in stock so soon. I'm not even kidding. The response I got from you guys was amazing, and I'm now going to be releasing them so much more sooner than I anticipated. Please keep your eyes out on any details about these, because I'm getting these in black and this color, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.